So the charitable organization of the Red Cross has decided to put out a new rule set for gamers and what they want them to follow when it comes to playing video games that deal with war, so games like Call of Duty or even just battle royale games and stuff like that in general. So your Fortnite, your Tarkov, even though does that count as a battle royale? I guess yeah. Tarkov is a battle royale and a roguelike in a first-person shooter setting. Yeah, I would say it's a battle royale war game, and even games that don't exist anymore, like Spellbreak, they have some certain rules for you so they can mitigate the idea of the glorification of war. Let's go through some of the rules. There's only four. Rule one: no thirsting. When an enemy is down and can't respawn, you can't keep shooting them. So that means that you literally cannot hit anybody who is down anymore. No targeted non-violent NPCs, bots that don't fire unprovoked or are considered civilians and can't be targeted or harm them. So you can't kill an NPC even if it gives you like good loot, which I don't think many battle royale games have NPCs. They have bots, like newer players and like players who just are coming back to the game and they don't know how to like get their skill level. But if they don't shoot you, then well, you can't, you know, shoot them. This is one of the rules that the Red Cross has for gamers now. Rule 3: no targeting civilian buildings. In any given map, houses, schools, or hospitals are considered safe zones that cannot be harmed. When fighting in these spaces, you must do everything you can to avoid damage. Not gonna lie, that one seems like it could make for like an interesting game. But also an interesting battle royale game. And the last rule, rule number 4, use med kits on everyone. If you have an unused kit that works for others, then you have to use it to them. It doesn't matter. You have to be friendly to your enemies. Well, sadly, it seems like we can't play any kind of battle royale and/or war-related game anymore because the Red Cross has decided to put out rules for first-person shooters. Their reasoning is because that video games are making wars seem like they're just not that big of a deal. So therefore, they're putting rules in place to make it less desensitizable. I'm not sure if I'm using that correctly. But like you become desensitized when you play games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, Spellbreak. When Spellbreak was still around, it got shut down. Remember that? I fully understand why they're doing and or talking about this because when you think about it, a game like Unrecorded, which was like super controversial when it was like first shown, like 2 to 3 weeks ago, I think. Yeah, because it was like it's too realistic, and people will not be able to tell whether or not this is a real game or if it's a they can't be able to tell whether or not it's reality or when they're actually playing a game, which is I get the argument, but it's pretty stupid. Like holding a gun is completely different than holding a controller and then moving a character around. You're literally not doing any like the physical activity it takes to get to a position to kill somebody. I'm not gonna lie, these rules are kind of ridiculous when you think about it because many people can understand that there's a difference between what they're playing online and what's happening with like Russia and Ukraine or literally any other war that's happening currently because there's a lot that we aren't really focused on. I'm going to completely undermine everything that they're trying to do here with these rules and just say if a game was made like this, it probably would be kind of interesting to see how it will play out. Like a Escape from Tarkov kind of thing where it is extremely realistic and you are in the same setting as Tarkov, you're doing the same thing, but you can't fight in actual schools. And if somebody is down and can't do anything to you, you can't kill them, but you have to leave them a med kit maybe. It may make like for some interesting games. I don't know. Maybe if Rule 4 wasn't there, everything else would be interesting and fun. Maybe like the civilians won't target you and kill you, but like when you walk away from them, maybe then they will. Now, the Red Cross has put these rules forward because they want to mitigate the idea of people glorifying war and making it seem like it's, not as bad as it actually is, especially with the Ukraine versus Russia thing that's been going on for a while now. Similar to like the unrecorded video game trailer that got released a couple of like last month actually as of recording this. people started to think that people would like not understand that this is different from reality, when in all actuality, most people will be able to differentiate between what is real and what is not, and what is bad and what is good in this world. I'm sure 99% of people who play games like Call of Duty or Fortnite or any other battle royale war style game will understand and know that these games are not the real world, and that the war is actually 10 times worse than what is being portrayed. There's actual commentary on what's happening in these wars in some of these games. I don't remember what game it was. I don't think it was a COD game in particular, but they had you do commit had you do commit wow they had you commit literal war crimes. It was like this big thing. I saw it on a bunch of top tens. You shoot out a bunch of white phosphorus, and then a bunch of people just get completely murdered and melted right in front of your face, and you literally walk around them and you see all of their dead bodies and stuff like that. So like they understand, at least most people understand, that war is not a good thing. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal. Not a lot of people even know what the Red Cross is, so they won't even understand or even know that it exists in the first place. So this idea isn't hopefully going to get a lot of people being mad and upset at the Red Cross or something like that, because they just have like actual decent intentions. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, I know you didn't, so don't even try to say, "Oh, I actually like this video, good job," or anything like that. You're not going to say it because you didn't make it this far into the video. Yes, I'm leaving all this in. Please subscribe.